Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please welcome back Rebecca Bender, a human trafficking survivor, a law enforcement consultant, and now author in Pursuit of Love. Is this your first book, Rebecca?
It's actually my third book,
Your
but it's
third
my first
book.
Traditionally published book with a major publisher, so
Yeah.
really exciting.
Yeah, it is very exciting, and you are doing the circuit, as we talked about. You've appeared on many national shows. Is this kind of an autobiography, you think, or is this more of just kind of a facts-only publication?
It's finally my full memoir in print. You know, my other books were self-published workbooks to really help victims of human trafficking, but also for agencies and advocacy centers that work with victims. This is my full story, I mean, there's still quite a bit that got left on the editing floor,
Sure.
but it's my full story, not of just being trafficked, but then how I worked through it and really what we're doing today and how you rebuild your life. So it's really focused on the whole spectrum.
Yeah, we've been talking and doing stories with you. You've been public about what you've gone through for roughly a decade or more now. What brought the book about? Why now?
You know, I've been trying to publish this book for quite some time, but as you well know, a lot of publishers, you have to develop a platform. You have to really be able to show that you know what you're talking about and that you're an expert in the field. And so it really was just taking a lot of time to build more credibility, that we had more to give than just my story. There's stories about cases I've worked in there. There's stories about some of the most difficult, just trial and error, trying to find my lane and find my place as an advocate who also had lived experience in the fight against human trafficking.
Yeah, we were talking about, I mean, I addressed you as social or media superstar. You've been doing the circuit on all these national TV shows and still are. How do you feel the public awareness is now versus maybe when you started for sex trafficking and human trafficking?
Man, I'm so grateful that the awareness has increased dramatically in the last 10 years. It's helped us to identify victims in our communities. It's helped us to know how to respond and get trauma-informed, training so we know what to do. But I think that there's still a lot of work to be done. You know, there's always many ways that you can fight trafficking, from demand reduction to prevention, intervention, restoration, policy reformation. There's so much to do.
Yeah.
And so we hope to encourage people to get involved in the fight against human trafficking in whatever arena that you're feeling really passionate about, because there's always something that can be done.
Very good. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Much more in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again here with Rebecca Bender, the author of In Pursuit of Love, a human trafficking survivor and now a law enforcement consultant. What are you hoping people take away from this book?
I hope people are inspired to know that your past does not have to determine your future. Obviously, I want people to learn about trafficking, and I want them to figure out how to find their lane and get involved in the fight, whether it's just learning how to talk to your kids or going as far as getting involved with a nonprofit. But more than anything, I think very few people can relate to being trafficked, but you can relate to feeling trapped, right? Trapped in maybe a dead-end job, trapped in toxic relationships that are hard to get out of. And I want people to have hope. I want them to have hope for maybe someone they love that's trapped in something that's unhealthy. And I hope it inspires people to really go after all that they want in their life.
Yeah, everyone can relate to that. I like the way you put it. You've turned your life around, obviously. Some haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. What is your advice to people being trafficked or people in those toxic relationships, if you will?
My advice would be to reach out and get help. That it can feel so isolating, you can feel so alone, like no one's gonna understand, but I promise you there are people that understand, and there are people that are out here to help you. So it's scary, it's frightening, pick up the phone, make a phone call, step out. You'll never regret trying to go for more.
And the Rebecca Bender Initiative, you've been working with law enforcement here locally for some time. Can you tell us a little bit about that work? I don't know how much you can divulge.
Yeah, I mean, in the last probably 6 years, we've trained over 100,000 first responders, which includes Vice, FBI, Homeland Security, special victims, district attorneys. Worked, a handful of cases where we're actually helping victims through trial and investigation, taking the stand to testify to jurors as an expert, very much just like a blood splatter expert during trials. So I do that as a human trafficking expert. But locally here in Jackson County, we actually have an incredible group called Community Works, and they've taken on human trafficking as one of their initiatives or departments. And so their task force coordinator is an incredible survivor leader. They're doing trainings all throughout the valley, and they're also being able to respond, 24 hours to different traffic victims. So if you are local and you need training, you need some assistance, please call Community Works. They're an incredible organization.
You talked about there's a lot we can all learn about human trafficking, and there are opportunities to get involved and make a difference. Where can people find In Pursuit of Love?
You can find it anywhere books are sold. I just went down to our local Barnes & Noble and signed every copy they had on the shelf.
Wow.
You can also go on our website and obviously follow us on social media to learn more about what we're doing and where we're at and how you can get involved in the pursuit.
So I'm Rebecca Bender on Instagram.
Correct. I'm.
All right. Good to see you. Congratulations.
Thank
it's very
you.
exciting.
Appreciate
All right.
it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.